As someone that is 32 years old, that lives alone with no kids, this is what I spend in a month.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be getting into a little budgeting vlog. I've been wanting to do this for a while for myself, and I figured with the start of the new year, people would want to be interested to maybe even start implementing some of these healthy habits, financial habits, to get on track to being financially stable this year. So I wanted to go through my expenses for this month of January. Mind you, it's very high. It's higher than usual. I just moved into my first apartment here in Washington, D.C. So with that, I knew that I wanted to kind of conclude my furnishing, and that was gonna come with a hefty price. So I'm gonna go through my shopping expenses and literally break everything down by category with you guys and show you how I'm going to be tracking my expenses for the month of February and how you guys can do that too. When you go through your bank account, you're going to be shooketh. If you're not aware, you will become aware, and that is going to be the entire point of doing this entire budget reset. So for me, as someone that is 32 years old, that lives alone with no kids, this is what I spend in a month. I broke things down from my reoccurring bills. These are bills that are fixed, that you know the price is the price, and they're coming out every single month. Big girl tip, put it on auto pay. That way you'll never have to remind yourself when those bills are due, and remind yourself when to pay them so they process in time, and or you don't have to worry about potentially paying late fees if your payments are late. And I also always track my reoccurring bills in my calendar so that I know on that day this is when my phone bill is going to come out. So this way visually I can just see in a month's view what bills I have and what days they're coming out. For me, I have my rent. This also includes my parking, which is not included in the rent. You would think parking would be with the rent, because what? But it's not. It also includes some utilities as well combined, so that is fixed. And then I don't have my water or electric on here because I haven't gotten a bill for that yet, so I can only assume that's a couple $100s. And when I do get that bill, baby, it's gonna be all collective from like 3 to 5 months. So yeah, I'll be adding that into the mix once I know what that is. But I do have my insurances, I have my internet bill, my cell phone bill, my subscription services, and then I also have my gym membership along with my credit card payment. Now my credit card bill is the only one that's not fixed. This one can fluctuate depending on interest and how much I'm paying off and how aggressive I'm gonna be that month. The bare minimum of what I am expected to pay every single month, the total of that, guys, was $3,460. Then I decided to break it down and actually go through my spending habits for the month of January. Mind you, there's a couple of days left of January, and guess where I'll be? In the house enjoying my rent, because I was so overwhelmed. I'm gonna be very honest in this video. I'm gonna be very vulnerable, and I'm gonna put everything on the table so you can actually see what I've spent and exactly where it goes. This is very helpful, and I think if you are trying to get into a budget, go through your previous month's spending on your bank account online and actually look at where you're shopping, how frequently are you shopping, and how much are you spending there. Is it a necessity? Is it not a necessity? And this way you can kind of analyze your spending habits and cut things out, or maybe try to reduce the amount that you're spending on groceries, for example. And maybe you're actually seeing progress where you are cutting back on certain things. So you can kind of check in and see like, wow, I'm really doing good on my shopping habit this month. Like, I'm saving X amount more. So this is something that really shook me. And I mean, I'm not that shook because I did plan to buy furniture and home essentials. I just moved in last month, so there's just a lot of things you gotta get when you move out on your own, and I was starting completely fresh if you guys are new here. So I know I bought dining room chairs, I bought a rug, I got mixing bowls, paper towel holder, I did a restock on essentials like toilet tissue and stuff for my dog that he needed as well. So I did spend a lot more than I typically would. My apartment actually is, I would say, 90% furnished. The only thing I need to do is finish my den, but other than that, like, it's completely livable. It's comfortable for me, and it's everything I ever wanted. So I don't know, if you guys want to go watch my moving series, I will link that in the description and or in the video here. But I say that to say that next month for February is not going to be this high as far as my expenses go. So I will say I was very shook when I went and looked at my grocery bills. Why did I go to the grocery store 9 times? 9 times? Kayla, I thought I was going like twice a week. I mean, that's almost there, but we need to cut back on that. I spent $809.07 on groceries. This was Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, and I think I went to Safeway one time. What? I live alone. I have no kids. That's not good. So I definitely am open and aware to the fact that this is something I want to see decreased for February. So I think I'm gonna come back next month and then kind of compare these numbers. Eating out, I don't eat out. That's why my grocery bill is so high, because I cook at home. So I did eat out one late night Taco Bell run. That was like $18. I got my sister and I Chili's for lunch one day, and then I also met up with my 2 cousins and my brother, and we got tacos. So I ate out 3 times, and that was $125.55, which isn't bad. Most people eat out majority, or they're Uber eating food, and girl, that's a whole nother thing of expenses and fees tacked onto it that I don't want. But I do think that I can lower my grocery budget, because that's just too much for me of what I'm currently comfortable with now that I'm actually seeing this. The next category was gas. I was typically spending $300 on average a month on gas before I moved and relocated closer to this city, and now I'm spending $115.42, and I barely went to the gas station maybe 2 times. So that's not bad considering I drive a Jeep and I have terrible mileage. So I'm really happy to see that I've cut back on my gas. And then another category would be my unexpected expenses, and that was $200.05. I paid something for the DMV, and then I sent my mom $108 for Netflix for the year subscription, since I'm no longer in her household. So I went ahead and just sent that all in full. And then the last category was the shopping category. Now this included the furniture pieces, the home essentials, stuff for my dog, as well as beauty hygiene products. Mind you, I'm not really a product junkie, so I was just re-upping on my basics. Amazon orders, that was racking up because I was buying home stuff, as well as from Wayfair. I went to Home Goods, I bought some new gym shoes, I ordered some workout clothes from Gymshark, and then I also ordered from Define and Target runs, which at Target when I go, it's a mix of dog stuff, grocery stuff, cleaning products, like that type of thing. So I spent, girl, $2,571.81. Again, it's not gonna be like this next month because I'm not buying furniture, and furniture is very expensive, but I can also cut back on things like my clothing budget. I will say I spent a lot of money at Gymshark. Yeah, my total of my January expenses was, girl, but I spent a total of $3,821.90. It's fine. I had already budgeted for furniture and moving expenses, so it is what it is. I can only be better, and now that I have this awareness, use it to my advantage. So what am I gonna do now for the next month? I'm going to track my purchases. So I ended up making my own purchase tracker. You could do this on like an Excel spreadsheet or like a Google Docs. I did mine in the Notes app on the computer. I feel like most of us have Apple, so this was an easy way for me to share with you guys how to do it and what categories I added into my tracker, so that every day whenever I go outside and I spend some money, I can actually physically write it down instead of just swiping my card and then moving on and continuously swiping and not really being aware. So check your bank account every day. That's a good habit that I've gotten into as well, just to know how much money is going in, how much is going out. And The categories I have is the date, the description, so like what store is it? Is it Sephora? Is it Trader Joe's? Is it the gas station? Then I have the category. Is it, you know, food, like groceries? Is it fashion? Is it beauty products? Is it pet? And then I have the amount so that I can add that up at the end of the month. And then the most crucial category would be the need or the want. I think this is really good too, so you can actually see, well, was that like an impulse purchase or was that like a necessity? Was it something I really didn't need this month, or was it something that was nice to have? Is it something that's gonna matter in 2 to 3 months from now? You know, this way we can make better shopping decisions the next month and so forth. So I think doing this and tracking my daily expenses is gonna be really helpful for me to see exactly where my money is going and actually think about those purchases before I make them. I know when I was buying stuff for the apartment, it was really exciting and really fun to be able to decorate the way that I wanted to, but I found myself shopping because it was convenient, like just going onto Amazon and, oh, I'll get this really quick, add to cart, or I'll buy a couple of things, boom, add to cart, and then the next thing I know, I'm adding up all the Amazon fees, and it's a lot. Like, it's so convenient to be able to do that on Amazon, and just shopping online in general in these days that we live in with social media and the convenience factor of not having to get in the car, use our gas, get out, walk through the store, self-checkout, and then carry our stuff home. Like, it's just really convenient. So I think that can really take away from our awareness of how frequently we're actually ordering stuff and how much we're buying, and is it really a need or is it an impulse? So those are just things that I was over here thinking about now that I'm living alone and I got these big girl bills. You know, I want to enjoy my space, and I love being at home, so I want to make my home space as comfortable as possible, and I've done a really good job at that. So I just want to make sure that I'm staying on top of things that are actually important, like saving money. And I'll be for real right now, as someone that is living with credit card debt and I have a goal to be 100% financially free by this year, I have kind of taken a pause on being aggressive with my debt payoff and being more aggressive with putting money in my savings account, because it's kind of scary out here. So just got to be prepared and pay yourself first before you start paying other brands and corporations on things that really don't matter. And I feel like it just feels better to have that peace of mind, like, okay, cool, like I got all my bills taken care of this month, I don't have to worry. That for me is more important, and that's what I'm working towards. I know it's a lot of money. It makes me uncomfortable to see how much I spent. Not even like my bills, like my reoccurring, that's normal, whatever. But when I'm looking at like where I can cut out, baby, why were you going to the grocery store so much? Like, I know I eat a lot of proteins and I eat really good foods, but I don't need to be going to Whole Foods. That's where I made a mistake. So I think I'm going to challenge myself to, I'm not going to say not go to Whole Foods because I'm dairy free, but getting only specialty things that I can't get at Trader Joe's is what I need to do. I don't need to be buying produce at Whole Foods and my proteins there when I know that it's cheaper at Trader Joe's. You know what I mean? So I think that's a way that I can improve for next month. The eating out, I do it socially when I'm with family. So again, I'm not mad at how much I spent there. The gas, I'm actually happy with where I spent there. The unexpected is what it is. You always want to plan for those things. And the shopping budget too. Oh, I forgot to say I bought new tires for the Jeep, so that fell into that category. But like, you know, you can really cut back on certain areas, and I do a lot of content around fashion reviews and stuff too. So there's kind of this fine line of like, is this essential? Is it not? Even though it's a tax write-off, like, I don't know, like it's a fine line there. So it just really depends, I suppose. But anyway, that's enough money talk for today. I really enjoy videos like this, so I would love to come back and do some more videos while I document my journey to being financially free. So if you guys are also interested in that, definitely let me know in the comments below. Thumbs up this video if you guys would like to see a budget with me for next month and how it kind of compares to January. And I think next month will be more accurate, and that's what I'm really looking forward to seeing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that month is going to be the month that actually matters. But I really enjoyed this video and opening up with you guys and just being honest with you. That's all I can do is just be honest. Okay, I'm 32, ain't got no kids. That's what it is where I live. And keep in mind, cost of living as well. If you live in the middle of nowhere, I don't want to hear your rent is too much, buy a house. Been there, done that. We don't need to keep having this conversation, but I will see you guys in my next vlog very soon. Bye.